Charged particles from the sun are responsible for the brilliant auroras at the Earth's poles. But there can be cases of too much of a good thing. When huge solar storms push massive waves of energized particles into Earth's path, they can wreak havoc on our satellite and electric grid. That is why researchers are trying to figure out what causes solar storms. VOA's Kevin Enox reports.
This is what constitutes weather on the sun.
So the sun has these periodic eruptions where suddenly a dense part of the upper atmosphere will suddenly be ejected into interplanetary space.
There's particle radiation and there's electric and magnetic fields, and they're blowing from the sun to the Earth at supersonic speeds.
They can penetrate into the electric distribution system.
These solar plasma physicists at the University of Michigan, with support from the National Science Foundation, are studying these storms because they have and will hit Earth with damaging force. The team wants to know how to predict these storms, but they're not there yet.
Oh, that's great. We don't know. We don't know. There's a lot of competing theories on what triggers it.
Chip Manchester studies solar flares and those dramatic eruptions that are technically called coronal mass ejections.
We absolutely know for certain that it is magnetic energy that is the source of the flare energy and what's driving the coronal mass ejections. So this is all electromagnetic effects and charged particles interacting on an enormous scale.
Dan Willing's work is more concerned on what happens here when those storms hit Earth.
And when these currents flow very close to the Earth, they can couple into anything on the ground that can conduct electricity. Power lines, pipelines, and these are currents that our power grid system specifically was not made to handle.
The team is trying to create weather models for the sun, just like meteorologists use on Earth, to give scientists a 5-day forecast for damaging storms.
5-day forecast is needed so that the government and the private industry, the satellite operators, the power grid companies, can take necessary action to protect the national critical infrastructure.
The researchers can't predict storms yet, but just like earthquakes, these scientists are concerned about when the big one hits.
You know, it's similar to like earthquakes or something. There's lots and lots of little earth tremors that go on all the time. One that's on, Richter scale 9 is a very rare event, but they do happen. And so we have that case that the more extreme, the more rare they are. But certainly they have happened, and there's a distinct possibility within the next 10 to 20 years that we will have a major event.
It will happen, but hopefully this team will soon be able to give us plenty of time to prepare.